Hello. Tonight we're talking about my aluminum boat and some of the things we did to get this back in the water. This is a 1959 Aerocraft. Surprisingly, it actually still has a little bit of the badging left. This actually was a kit boat built in the late 50s, early 60s that you could buy and assemble it yourself. And this was a family boat that was purchased new as a kit. And my father, my grandfather, and one of my old cousins, they decided they were going to assemble it. And instead of it being a summer project, it turned into a weekend project. I believe it was fueled by certain liquids. But anyways, this used to have a 40-horse Johnson on it. And when I found the boat, it was in a barn. The family forgot all about the boat, and it was stripped. There was nothing on it. There was cable steering still in place, which for those that don't know what cable steering is, there's pulleys through the side, and you had cables running to the steering column. And normally you would have a regular throttle, assembly controls just like that, and you have your fuel lines and everything would be back here. So you would have just your control, but your fuel tank, your fuel, everything is here. If it was electric start, which I believe it was, your battery. And I actually put this in here because I cover the, what do you call it? The drain hole, which is very, very tiny in this boat. So that keeps the leaves out when it's parked. But as you can see, I did some minor changes to this boat. Now, for those who are boat enthusiasts, you can already tell there's something jacked up with this boat. And it's a lot more than just dirty wires and hoses. This is a left drive boat, and this is not a common thing. So for those that don't realize, when you drive a normal boat, especially in the United States, the steering wheel is actually over here and your throttle controls are here. This boat is built backwards from the company, where you steer on this side and your throttle is actually in your left hand, not your right hand. So this makes setup a little bit different and you have to invert it. So I replaced, there was an old broken steering wheel on it when I found it. Replaced that with this cheapo wheel because I didn't even know at the time if I could get a motor and if I could get this running. So I just threw a wheel on it, and to be honest with you, it's a steering wheel, who cares? But the controls are the problem I'm having an issue with now. So as you can see, my fine electrical tape job, that is holding everything together, not mechanically, but the casing on the sides. This piece up here has a little gap, and I just don't want water to get in. And to be honest with you, the tape feels better than a 40-year-old control box on your hands. Now, as you can see, I moved the gas tank underneath the dash. Now, this is actually pulled out because we're going to be filling it and taking it tomorrow. But normally it's tucked up way up under there and you don't even see it. So that is where the fuel goes. So what I did was I added a line, and the fuel comes over through here. And the bulb is right there. And then it comes back into the motor, just like any other outboard. So you're simply moving the tank from here to there. And it's kind of nice because it gives you more room to like throw a box or something like that in. Now the steering controls, going from cable to push, I don't know what you call it, push rod, I suppose. That was a little different. I actually had to call somebody who knew boats, and they had to flip this upside down for the opposite drive, which didn't seem to be a big deal, thank God. So when, here, let me come around. So when you are turning the wheel, it's running like a new style boat with this push pin and the rod instead of dealing with the old cable steer. Any of the old timers know the cable steer was very like loose and it wasn't really reliant. But yeah, so we ended up getting everything back in place. We replaced in the old dash this old cluster. The lights were converted to LEDs. The horn is actually original. So this is an LED conversion. This horn was an actual horn from the kit. It still works. We got it working. This was a converted, we added this LED tail rod to it to keep it legal. But yeah, so finally, I'm gonna go over this motor real quick. It's very hard to find motors that are actually running that aren't completely beat. But this guy right here is a 28 horse electric start. It's worked very, very well. I've gotten 2 seasons out of it. As you can see, it's a long shaft, and this boat is actually a short shaft model. And I was having a very difficult time finding short shaft motors where I'm at. So what we did was we took a jack plate, lifted it up, dropped the motor in, and it's actually came out to be a really, really good setup as far as how it rides. The only part about this that I'm not a fan of is because it has the longer shaft, it does cause a little more weight, which with the gas tank now in the front and people up here, it actually rides very, very smooth and it levels out in planes. But yeah, this is it. This is a 59 Aerocraft. It's been a great little boat. So if you have any questions or want to know more about the cable steer, that's usually the question I get the most from newer boaters, and they always want to know what it is. By all means, let me know.